a mistake you've made, thinking you'll lead me astray. Don't try to speculate, I'm not the type of girl that you can play.
So what made you want to record an EP?
I just wanted to put a package of myself together and what I've been through, in this period of time that my EP is about. And I had all the resources and the right people, so I decided that this was the time, and I did it. And I'm really happy for all the people that have wanted to hear something from me to finally have something to listen to and to download and to hear me.
So what was your process in making the record?
Well, our process was, we started off first by we started with half days, basically these 5-hour blocks, where she would bring in an idea, and it was a song she wrote, whether it was just a set of lyrics, or she had some chords on the piano, or just a melody, and we would take that 5 hours and say, okay, well, we have to have a song done by the end of today. And we have to have the basis of a song done by the end of the day. So we did, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 half-day sessions where we started the basis of the songs like that, and then we continued to develop the songs over, 4 or 5 months until we felt like we had the arrangements just right. And once we did that, we went ahead and hired all the people that we needed. Once we had rough templates of everything, basically just had about 5 songs or 4 songs that were all pre-productioned out, that we were able to give to other musicians so they could learn them, and then we went and recorded them for real within a 3 or 4 day span. But that was pretty much it. Like, most of the songs, we wrote a couple of songs together. Mm-hmm. Over You we wrote together. And that's really the only one that we collaborated on from scratch together. The rest of it was her ideas that had come in, and then just us working together to develop them. Mm-hmm. So.
And each song is really a collaboration of both.
Right.
So.
Right. And a lot of the musicians too, we let them also add their flavor, to the songs, and also bring what they knew just about their own instruments and their own styles within their genre to the music, which I ultimately feel like is the thing that really brought the record from, being a mediocre record to something that we're really both really proud of.
And going into this, one of my goals of the process was to get a lot of great local musicians, and then you introduced me to Max and Greg and the other Max, and it kind of just transpired into this great instrumental record.
Who were the musicians and how were they chosen for the record?
The musicians, we had a lot of musicians, except for Over You. The drums were played by Greg LaPointe, bass and guitars were played by Max McKee, and then keyboards were played by Daquan Bowens. I had produced a lot of records before Liz, and I had used that trio on a lot of records, and it always worked out really well. They're all very talented musicians. Greg and Max are both based out of Nashville right now. They've been touring with American Idol from 2005, Josh Greacen. Daquan Bowens has been recording and producing in town and is an amazing keyboard player. But I knew those guys would be great for the project because I had done so many projects with them before, and I knew that they were going to do what I wanted them to do for the record. When it came to the song Over You, that song is a little bit different, has more of an R&B, kind of jazzy flavor to it, and I knew that I needed the right players in order to make that song pop the way it does. And so we grabbed Emmanuel Washington from Sophistifunk, a good friend of mine, or a good friend of both of ours, who's a really talented drummer. We grabbed Thomas Carter, who plays in Brownskin Band, amazing bass player. This project was actually the first one that I worked on him with. I'd heard him play many a times, and we've recorded his band here before, but this is the first project where we both worked on it together, and I knew he was going to be great for it. And then keys player on Over You was Travis Reed, also another first-time player that I worked with, but I've heard his playing for years, and I always knew that he would be great for this style of song. And for the horns, we grabbed Melissa Gardner, who's an amazing jazz trombonist. in town, and we grabbed this guy Max Ribner from Colorado, who had been introduced to me from another producer friend of mine, Sam Ravena, who works out of Lake Tahoe. He comes here to More Sound to do his records, and I had heard Max play on his record and was floored by his playing. He has very much a Roy Hargrove, sort of neo-soul jazz type of playing that I really was attracted to. Yeah, so good. It was
So
really a great addition to the record. And the guys all have just great musical instincts, and they're able to bring the songs to life in a way that I could never even produce if I wanted to. And I knew that was going to happen because I'd seen it happen before on other records, and that's basically how we chose everybody. And I think we made good decisions in that regard. Or at least we'll find out, I guess, what people think.
Yeah, I was super happy with everyone, and everyone was so generous in putting their influence on each song and the music, and it was just awesome. Like Max and Greg came, we did it all in one day, and they were here till 2-3 in the morning, and just continuously just like really helping out and doing everything they could to make it sound, what I wanted it and how they wanted to portray it as well. Yeah. So that was really cool. And I
also feel like too we allowed them to be producers in a way, and allowed them to push the songs around, and allowed them to say, hey, we think that sounds bad, let's try this. And by us doing that, I feel like we were able to just grab the best of everyone's talents.
Mm-hmm.
So when is the release date?
You can find my music this Friday, October 23rd on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon. And then I'll be doing a couple shows end of November, early December, and you can buy CDs there, and I hope to see you.
Awesome.
You tell me you love me, refuse to let me go. You don't wanna lose me, but you're losing control. I'm patiently waiting for some kind of sign, and all you need to do, baby, is turn on the light. And you're thinking about me while you're miles away. Call me up real late